FCT Minister Nyesom Wike says former President Goodluck Jonathan should stay out of the 2027 presidential race and continue his role as a respected statesman. Speaking in Abuja, Wike warned that Jonathan could face another embarrassment if he runs, just as he did in 2015. He said those urging Jonathan to contest have no real strength and were the same people who betrayed him before. The minister also dismissed reports that former Labour Party candidate Peter Obi could return to the PDP to run in 2027. Wike insisted that bringing back Obi or Jonathan would only create deeper problems for the party. He further criticized the PDP for zoning its 2027 presidential ticket to the south while keeping its chairmanship in the north, warning that such imbalance had already hurt the party in the past elections. Now, both the PDP and the Obedient Movement, however, have faulted Wike's remarks, saying he had no grounds to rule out Obi's chances within the PDP. For a chat about Nyesom Wike's treatise on Goodluck Jonathan, Peter Obi, and the chances of opposition against Tinubu, Jacob Mark, former PDP National Legal Advisor, joins me now from Kaduna. Thank you so much for joining us on Newsday. I hope that you did hear my introduction there, where we basically highlighted some of the issues that we were able to deduce from the most recent media parley that we saw the Minister for the FCT, Nyesom Wike, take part in with respected journalists across the board. Now, I would like us to highlight some of the things that were spoken about in terms of criticisms. He did speak about bringing Peter Obi and former President Goodluck Jonathan into the PDP fold, describing it as a big mistake. And he also critiqued zoning the presidential ticket to the south and chairmanship to the north, saying that these are the issues that will hurt the party. Now, listening to these criticisms, one will then wonder, is Nyesom Wike a part of the party, or is he being informed of decisions made within the party? Because one would think that he was part and parcel of some of these choices that have been made. Then as such, why is he then publicly criticizing his own party?
Sincerely, we can say without any doubt that Wike is not a member of the PDP. He has not attended any meetings of the PDP. And we have not seen him where decisions have been taken. He has not put forward any arguments or any concerns. So we get surprised when he comes on air via various media outlets to say things that are alien to the party, alien to members of the political party, particularly members of NEC that met a week ago. Wike was not there. And we wonder what or how he thinks he can control the PDP from outside. It's really a wonderful thing. It reminds some of us of the early days of this Uncle Johnson that used to do magic on NTA. You know, I don't understand how you want to play politics without being part of the decision-making process, but you want to take decisions or you want to impose decisions. It is strange. And as regards advising or threatening people like Jonathan, our respected former president, and Peter Obi and others, I really wonder how he manages to think that he's that powerful. Looking at him physically, he's not that strong. And I don't think also that he has something that is bigger than all of us can imagine mentally or psychologically. I don't know where he derives his self-assessment of might. To think that he will sit in his mighty office in Abuja or wherever and begin to reel out instructions.
Yes.
I don't understand.
I like that you've pointed out the fact that you do not understand, because you did talk about him sitting down and granting these interviews. Now, I'm sure you have noticed, Nyesom Wike's media parley is something that has become even much more frequent, and I believe will possibly maybe become even more frequent as election season approaches. But, you know, you say he's not in the party, right? It doesn't feel like he's in the party. So why do you think his opinion still carries so much weight? Because whenever these media parleys happen, whatever he does say about the party that you say he's not a part of is usually you know, it's a pretty serious thing whenever he says it. And it almost feels as if the entire body now begins to scramble to respond to one person's comment, even if it's a comment on a decision that has been made by the party.
No, personally, I blame the for most of this because I don't see why media rush to go with Wike in his house or his, and gradually he's actually taking the place of the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. He convenes these weekly briefings to talk about what? Projects in the FCT? No. He takes center stage and is overshadowing the President of Nigeria. There can be no two presidents in Abuja. There is only one, and that is His Excellency Tinubu. I don't know why gradually Wike is taking over from the president, overshadowing the president. We don't see the president, but we see Wike every day, speaking on behalf of the federal government or speaking on behalf of his political party. And it's becoming like the practice. So I don't know the game that Wike is playing, trying to outshine the president of the Federal Republic, briefings, then talking about outrageous issues like let nobody contest against the president. Has the president said he doesn't want a contest? The president, as far as we know, is a Democrat who would like to see a fair and a proper where he will win election. But gradually, every the stand, he begins to speak as if the president is scared of it. The president is scared of we don't know where he gets his inspiration from. But actually, if he thinks he's working for Tinubu, he's actually under-marketing him. He's showing that the president is a weakling who doesn't want competition. And I don't know why they're allowing him. When he was in his village throne in Port Harcourt, it was okay for him to do those things where he talks about the overhead bridges he was building, the uncompleted classrooms that he was recompleting, and all those things. It was okay for him to be dancing his cucumber music for people to see and laugh. But you are in the Federal Capital Territory, where there is a sitting president, safe and healthy. Why are you trying to outshine the president? There cannot be two masters in this ship. There cannot be two captains in one ship. The president is alive. The president is okay. The president is working. He's in his office. And he's in the Federal Capital Territory. We should be seeing the president, us, more than a week.
All right.
And like I said, I blame the houses that rush to him every day.
All right. Thank you for that. Now, another very poignant point that he made, you know, during this parley was describing what happened in 2015 as an embarrassment, specifically speaking to former President Goodluck Jonathan. Now, we remember the concession and how this entire move was praised globally as an act of statesmanship to prevent potential post-election violence. Keyword here being violence. You know, what he did, you know, obviously losing and conceding the loss as well, was praised globally. But now in this media parley, he called it an embarrassment to even state that if he tries to run again, he will face a similar embarrassment. What's your assessment of that?
Well, thank God, Goodluck Jonathan is not like a Wike. Wike is a young man who actually should be business, trying to take care of himself and the future. I don't see how he wants to be in a position to dictate how people behave. And absolutely, and I know he knows, that without the sacrifice of Jonathan in 2015, probably he will not be minister today. If Jonathan him, bloodshed all over the place, because he's someone that Wike is someone that will power at all costs. What happens to the country, not minding what happens to the ordinary person in the street. But thank God for Jonathan. He conceded, and yes, the whole world has applauded him, and we can see the result. He's an international figure. He's one of the few ambassadors of Nigeria that is painting some beautiful light, beautiful colors.
Unfortunately, we did lose that conversation, but you are still watching Newsday.